do it. It's the battle of the draft that has to start it all off.
I think at the top of it, you gotta look. Yeah, they took away Nico. That first ban right out of the gates, not allowing that champion. Yumi and Melio also taken away. You can imagine these champions are so strong. Gia so strong 4x4, so they won't be allowed up here. Kasanti, notably banned here, has not won a game so far in the CBLOL. Only 6 games now to really talk about, but it won't make it through the draft here either.
Annie looks like it's going to be the pick for Tinones. It's been Annie Ari. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, pretty much the whole way through, Maokai will be what Desamas is piloting, and I really want to see more from Desamas. When he pulled out the Kazakhs yesterday, I got really excited. I was really looking forward to seeing him pop off, but he, I think, is a guy that needs a jungler that is more of a playmaker and more of a facilitator. That's what he found a lot of success on, especially last year. We were talking off air. You liked the Wukong. You found that as a secret sauce, key to success for him.
Yeah, you talk about secret sauce, and we have been a lot today. We watched the interview earlier with Rude, and that could be the secret sauce that they're bringing to the table. Hovering Jinx here a little bit for Brunsey would be the Jinx Lulu. Bottom lane, very solid so far. I know there's some non-believers on the broadcast team, but I'm still a big Jinx believer. I loved Arcane. Arcane 2 is coming out soon, and I'm still excited about this champion. But in the Aphelios matchup, a lot of tape on this bot lane matchup, right? The Aphelios Jakes. Aphelios not as much in the range department, but has a lot more utility in those team fights. We'll see what Root and Brunsey do with these bot laners. I know Root really likes this matchup on Aphelios. He played it at MSI a lot into some of the best Jinxes in the world, so see if Brunsey stacks up.
And on blue side, going into the second phase of bans here, House, that dude on your screen right there, he is a carry monster. At one point last split, he was the highest damage per minute player in any, not even major region, in any professional league, in any tier 1 league. If you send a representative to Worlds and you have a league, House at one point had a higher DPM than you. I think it was in the high 700s. He is a capital C carry, and banning away both the Tristana and the Jace tells me that Loud know exactly that.
Yeah, I would say they know exactly that as well here. Wukong hovered just a little bit for Croc. I really like the Wukong 4x4. I got to tell you, this champion has incredible stats in this league and so much utility when you look at the back half of each game as well. The Nocturne hovered here as well. Could be an interesting pickup for them. Has a lot of utility, like the Wukong there too. Has an interesting late game as well. We'll see if he locks it in here. They're playing it slow a little bit.
Yeah, the clock hit 0 a while ago. TikTok, homie.
Little technical issues, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll see exactly how that shakes out. But there was a lot of attention paid to Croc in the bans, and I'm surprised we didn't see a Wukong ban. Sejuani, she's fallen out of favor a little bit. It will, in fact, be the Nocturne Poppy locked in chain, almost like a lag spike in the draft. But Poppy will be probably in that top lane then. Robo on the Poppy. Now, a little bit interesting here because you've got one champion that kind of wants to go in the Nocturne and one champion that wants to keep people out in the Poppy.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, right? A lot of forward here for Loud, but certainly some backward with that Poppy coming through as well with the Aphelios. And able to block a lot of those dashes. Interesting to note, only one champion actually had a dash that you could block with Poppy, is the Gragas. And it looks like you're not laning into the Gragas. I believe that Sion should go top for Tay, with House picking up Gragas mid, so not too much utility with the Poppy W this game.
House on that Gragas, like you said, Axeman, and he went 1-1 on it last split. 2-1-6 in one game against Loud, actually. So this is a matchup that Tinones has played. He was on the Azir when they played each other last split. But he also lost to Envy on Silas on that last split, 0-4-0. But Gragas, right, you can build him a few different ways. Nowadays, he is just kind of just straight damage. And I really hope that is how House is going to play him. RMC and Trajan were talking about it. Give this dude resources. Let this dude carry. That he wants the spotlight. It's one thing to want the spotlight. It's another thing to perform in it. And House, for the most part, has done that pretty much his whole career.
I would say so as well, right? Even going back to old Renska days, played with him for a split. I think I used to be a big Renska fan back then, and watching him play was really exciting. He kind of came up out of nowhere, and just like you mentioned, last split had some really good stats, put up some good stats for Fluxo. So big expectations from him here. I've always been a big House fan, so looking forward to that. I think this is a pretty standard draft, what we can expect. Some interesting things. We haven't seen too many tanks picked up so far yesterday. There was a few interesting picks that kind of stood out a little bit outside the meta, and it just kind of wound up we didn't have too many tanks. Today, picking up the Poppy and the Scion feels like a departure from what we've been seeing in the CBLOL so far. Of course, it's only day 2. There had to be some changes, right? I'm still thinking maybe we see the Nico at some point later today, but so far, it'll be the Scion matchup with the Poppy.
Well, it's time for us to jump onto the Rift, 4x4 and Axeman. We've been waiting a little while for this one, and one of these teams is going to end the weekend 0-2. Who's it going to be, 4Y?
I mean, if you check twitter.com @Damour, you can see my predictions. And if I had to throw out a little palpici, a little prediction, I think it is going to be Loud. I think Loud are going to bounce back here. Now, what makes me equally more and less confident is the Croc on the Nocturne. Croc is a great carry jungler. Like, I don't hate the Viego ban against him. The Sejuani ban, I don't know, because you left Wukong open. Now, he didn't take it, so it's fine. But Croc is he can be a good facilitator, but he can be a good resource-heavy jungler as well. We haven't seen him do that in a while. I think how Croc's best identity in terms of how he fits in this Loud roster is with that Wukong. But I'm really excited to see this. This is going to be entertaining as all hell, no matter what. And speaking of which, they are going to walk over a ward, but Fluxo starting the day off with a little bit of spice.
Yeah, they'll invade here, and there will be no opportunity for a contest. They're going to take over the bottom side of the jungle, and no one will be able to stop them 4x4. I gotta say, we're talking predictions. Oh, no way. Yeah, getting up in their face super early. They were caught out on the ward. Tay was, so it gives this wave over for free. Really good stuff so far there for Robo. They're going to fight a little bit over these camps.
Oh, baby, yes. Seos, they're not going down without a fight here. Lands the hook. Glacial Augment procs as well. But the Samus very quickly to level 2. Croc is as well. Ignite going down immediately onto Tay. Q comes down from Scion. Not going to be enough. It'll just be a disengage. House going to hover down as well on the Gragas. Tino's following him on the Annie.
This is going to have a huge effect on the game. I mean, Taya spent an enormous amount of time down here at the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, Robo's at the top side just eating these waves. You look at the CS numbers already. I mean, Robo's up to 12 CS so far. Those are numbers that are going to matter as we push forward later into this game. Croc going to caught out 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to, like you said, there's a lot of resources invested, Axeman, and
yeah,
that's all well and good for a bit. I'm going to be honest with you. Initially, because this amount of time was being spent, I was like, my brain for a second was like, oh, support Scion. Like, remember when they used to do that? And, like, set a Scion lanes. Steos, meanwhile, getting the auto in. Point-blank hook onto Tay.
Still fighting.
Rude, gonna dodge the flame choppers. Can he get someone to go down with him? They juggle the aggro beautifully, and instead it'll be JoJo and Brunsey will go down 2-0. Robo picks one up as well, because if there's nothing going on in the top lane, why not send your top laner to the bottom lane?
Yeah, there wasn't too much going on, I guess, 4x4, and this is the way they're going to play it. Is this inting Scion? This might be inting Scion. Tay, definitely dying for it there. I don't know if we want to use the I word, but it does go down for the Sins. They pick up first blood, and so that will at least be a little bit worth it for them. But yeah, 2 go down on the backside. Did somebody get executed? I'm like looking. No, nobody gets executed. Okay. All right, so everybody goes down as a kill, and those kills spread out across the map a little bit here as well. Tay will finally arrive back in the top lane, down some CS, but with a little bit of gold under his belt.
Yeah, I think this is the affectionately named Inting Scion strategy with a little bit of that CBLOL sauce sprinkled on top of it. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. This has been a lot of fun, and not least because look, yes, Robo's walked away with a kill, so that's not great. But to be fair, the CS discrepancy isn't actually that wild. What could be wild, though, is what's happening in the bottom lane. Sales who have no idea.
Yeah.
Samus is there, but Samus not opting to pull the trigger, actually. Croc, we'll see him in the jungle. Robo, a level up.
Oh, Tay!
As well. He does a lot of damage. Tay in some trouble, but holds on to the flash and survives.
Yeah, it's real close down there. The CS numbers spreading out a little bit in the bottom lane, just like you mentioned as well. There, 4x4. Bunsey maintains his flash, as does JoJo down there as well. Oh, Root also has both summoner spells there too, so really difficult gank. You were talking about junglers trying to get in there level 3. So they will just continue clearing for the time being, looking to get to level 6 so they can fight over those objectives with their ultimate abilities. Now we see Seos and Root pushing in, trying to make it more difficult for them to CS.
Calibrum, Severum, lots of range, some self-sustain. What allows them to push that up, and now with full vision, it's Croc that's going to push up and probably not look for anything, but just try to establish some vision. Yeah, see if he discovered anything cheeky there on the Dragon. Meanwhile, Desamis and company going to get some help from House in clearing out the top side of his jungle. Both mid laners hustling back to the mid lane with their TPs. And you have to say, Tinones, you kind of like to buy a little better from him, despite no discrepancy in CS or kills. He's got the stopwatch in his inventory. Obviously, that comes from the runes, but he's got a lost chapter, while House did not just a little bit less than that. But that's not going to stop him taking the fight to Tinones. Tinones has level 6 here. If he can get 4 stacks on the passive and throw down the timbers, that is so much damage that they took from Tinones' health bar. My goodness.
No, it really is here. Ooh, flashing!
Ooh, right over, and Desamis 2 levels down, takes a twisted advance out. Flame Chopper's down. House not hitting level 6 just yet. Runsy flash it away. So House, yeah, if he had that level 6, if he had that explosive cask, I think they could have turned that fight around. But Loud played that margins really well.
They really did here. Ryan Fluxo were trying to force their way into the Dragon Pit, stop the Dragon. They accomplished their goal, and they will back off, having no one gone down. Tay, very low now. Robo's not going to have the damage, though. These tanks going back and forth up in the top lane, blow for blow. Just one of them has a very clear advantage here. Level 6 now for Robo, has the ultimate. Has this wave as well. We'll see if he pushes up on Tay. If you're the Scion, you know you got to back off, right? I mean, you just don't have the ultimate to play with. One less ability will make it very difficult for you, and they'll have to reset. Now it's Robo who gets to set up the Rift Herald, gets to control the river a little bit, as Croc still looking to establish bot side control.
Yeah, about $120 left until that Rift Herald spawns, but Robo, we know that he loves a bot rope. I mean, especially on the Renekton. How many times have you seen Robo gank in the mid lane? To be fair, it's actually maybe not like on aggregate all that many, but it's more than I always expect. I'm always surprised to see a top laner show up in the mid lane, you know, slice in, dice in, triple W, and then blow somebody up. But Robo loves playing the map like that.
Summons around the bottom side river here. Gonna have to walk over to Vision to get into this lane. It's a difficult gank too, with Infernum and Gravitum up for Root. But I mean, this is what we've been talking about for Desamis all weekend long, is you gotta do something. You have to have an effect on the map, and you can't stand in the river all weekend, right? At some point, you gotta pull that trigger. We'll see if he does it here in the next 10 minutes or so. Robo walking through turret range. He's gonna back off a little bit. Croc's still looking for 6. I think it's really important, you know, you can't emphasize enough how important level 6 is to both of these junglers, these big team fighting ultimates, that they need to contest these objectives with, right? You can't go for a Rift Herald play unless that paranoia is up.
Yeah, it's such a game changer. I mean, RMC Trajan we're talking about last game between Kaboom and Vivocade, how it came down to vision, and Vivocade, even if they were late to fights, they took a lot of those fights, even the ones that they won, down half their health into that Vivocade, or into that Kaboom Poke comp, excuse me. And all that vision kind of goes out the window with one Nocturne ultimate, and that's what's so impactful about him. His clear speed, obviously, very, very good. But I think you were kind of making this point in another way, Axe, that maybe the reason we haven't seen either of these junglers do anything just yet, the 0-0-0, that 0-0-2 is a little inflated from Croc there. He was involved in some early shenanigans, is because how impactful that level 6 is. It just makes your gank so devastating.
Certainly, and they have that 6th level now. Croc is going to start this up. He's on vision. That'll be just fine for him. Just almost on the opposite side of the map has decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to keep farming. I don't have the control for my solo lanes to be able to contest this objective. It's just another drop in the bucket for Loud, who have extended their lead to 500 gold. That lead's going to go up even more now that they've taken down the Rift Herald 4x4. This is an incredible opportunity for Loud to really blow this game wide open. 3 top. They're going to look for Tay. We'll see if they can get him.
Tay has his flash. Big ol' hook from Seos. Absolutely max range. Dumps everything into him. Everything but the ultimate there. Not level 6 just yet. Tay taking a whole lot of damage. Still has the flash. Decimating smash down. Doesn't find anyone. Oh. They will grab a kill. But here's my question, Axe. What the heck are Fluxo doing in response?
Yeah, what's going on the opposite side of the map? But looks like Desamis has started up the Dragon. Will he be able to complete that Dragon? I believe he should be able to. All 5 members of topside for Loud. You see the teleports coming through to protect that turret, but they're not going to be able to get this dragon. However, dropping Rift Herald on this turret means, hey, easy first turret for him, 4x4.
Yeah, and Brunty, he got himself some solo turret play gold, but that's I mean, they got
no,
the
Robo
there as well. Oh, they were looking to dive Robo there. But the Keeper's Verdict, able to dissuade anything else. House and explosive cast down, not able to finish Robo off, though. They do get that dragon, but you saw Loud are still the ones on the front foot, and as a result, they got a 2K lead here, Axe.
They absolutely do, 4x4, and this is that pedigree we expect from Loud that we expected on day one. It seems like they're coming into their own. On day two of the CBLOL, this is what we expect for our MSI representatives for boot camping over the off season. You know, everything going towards Loud being this super team, this better #1 team in CBLOL. That's what we're seeing right now. The macro gameplay, the dives, it's all coming together for them.
And I think with Desamis, once he gets that demonic embrace, again, want to see him be more of a part of these fights. It's
going to help.
Yeah, I mean, that does sneaky damage. Every time, I feel like yesterday we were looking at a damage graph that involved a Maokai, I go, how in God's green earth can you do that much damage? But it's so sneaky, right? When you are a melee damage dealer with that demonic embrace, I'm going to Moo Enjoyer, as you may or may not know, Axe. Demonic embrace,
oh yeah,
it's so free on those melee AP junglers. Lilia as well, Maokai, it really stacks up.
Yeah, all that bonus health building into your damage really helps you. Certainly on the Maokai as well. Little 3-stack here, looking for Seos. This is normally the part of the game where the Nautilus starts dying on repeat, so Seos wants to be a little bit more careful here. Croc steps up far.
Oh, flashes that he takes. Desamis with him. Here goes the first paranoia of the game. Nocturne is big, or excuse me, that's JoJo. Get a wild growth. The Maokai there. Desamis able to survive. He was taking on a little bit of an unexpected trip there.
Yeah, a little trip coming through for him. Rune Seos have to defend the mid lane. I don't know. I feel like I take Bruncy JoJo in that fight. Just a little bit stronger right now. The CS numbers looking good for them. We fight back and forth up in the top lane. I don't think that's the build path for Triforce on either side. Yeah, looks like Kraken Slayer rushed for Bruncy. Something else coming through for Root here. But we broke the Triforce curse.
Yeah, and I think, as you mentioned in Draft Axe, you are still a Jinx believer. I think some of the reason that some of our colleagues certainly are not as hot on this champion, hang on, I'm going to hold that point. House dumping everything into Tinones, dumps Tibbers right back. Flash, barrel, Tinones flashing over the wall. Alcove Gamer goes down. Croc almost got the fear off, decimating smash. We held off by the spell shield. There goes Yosam Balaslon. Tay pulling the trigger. The veteran top laner, stable as ever on these tanks, grabs himself a double kill on the Scion.
Beautifully done by the Fluxo solo laners, and the rest of the map is going to be taking down this mid lane turret. They get as many platings as they can, excuse me, before that 14-minute mark. Just the one plating for them there so far. Meanwhile, down bot side, that whole turret might be going down to the Scion. See if Robo is able to do anything about this 4x4. He's outnumbered.
Yep. No, he is very much outnumbered, and he is going to be outgunned, outvisioned. They are just
not gonna be good.
Ganking my man here. Polymorph, dash, throw up the W Robo. I don't know if it's going to save you. Oh, the wave hasn't crashed yet, so it just might. They decease with the dive onto Robo there.
Really nice play from Robo. Yeah, able to get out of that situation. I know if I'm 1v3 in that situation, I definitely die every single time. Here's a replay coming through for you. Tinos, he's trying to get away, man. He almost did. Held onto his flash so long. Eats the ultimate here. Ults in response. The teleport's coming through. At this point, you have to think, I gotta be dead, man. He blows the flash anyway, just to see if he can maybe make it out. He's not going to be able to. Tibbers will try to do damage control there a little bit, but Tay, massive damage, takes down Croc on the Nocturne.
And I like seeing Tay back on these tanks. We've seen this Fluxo roster, their head coach, Turtle, right? LCS champion with Evil Geniuses last year. He has said that, look, this roster is going to take a lot of time to gel, and I think they took a lot of positive steps. Look, yes, this team kind of limped to the finish line, as you see the turret plating gold on your screen at the bottom right there. For all intents and purposes, even, and a lot of that gold went to either AD carry, which is exactly where you want it, obviously. Hang on just a second here. Robo, target of a multi-man chain gank again. There it goes. The twisted advance, or Nature's Grasp, excuse me. House looking for a TP flank, and they get a big
Bruncy!
barrel. He separates everybody on Loud. Everfrost down. Robo is somehow gonna live and flashes away. The ticket damage from the Leandris, will it be enough? Just kidding. Leandris is on Tinhomes. House has the Everfrost, so it will not be enough. But House not done just yet. Tay taking a page out of Loud's playbook, it feels like here. Just relentless multi-man dives and pressure across the map.
That's a very scary fight for Loud, right? I mean, Fluxo getting Bruncy excited there at the top of a fight like that is exactly how you lose these mid-game fights, and did look real rough for them, but they're able to lock up Bruncy and get everybody out. A very near thing there, 4x4, but the prize of Fluxo earn themselves is this second dragon of the game. It looked like Loud were going to control the objectives from the start, but now all of a sudden with the bottom side control Fluxo have established, trading Rift Heralds for Dragons, all of a sudden Fluxo looked to be in control of this game, up just a little bit of gold.
And I think if the game keeps going to that script that you mentioned, Axe, I think the way that Loud are going to get that gold back is grabbing something off this Rift Herald play and trying to even up the tower score that you see up at the top of your screen. Gold even now, but Fluxo ahead in the Dragon department 2-0, ahead in the Towers department 2-1. And as far as the kills where their spread is concerned, it's been the top laners roaming around. Obviously, we had that level 1 shenanigans that was interesting. I think if Fluxo win this game, it's going to be one of those, look, we don't talk about it. Whatever the heck just happened in the bottom lane, we've won, we're going to brush it, we're going to move on. But if they end up losing, maybe that's something you look back at and say, yeah, you know, we don't try that. But Ty has bounced back really nicely. Like I said, I like personally seeing Tay as this veteran on this team just being a stable tank presence.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it from Tay. We'll see both sides. Well, Rift Herald drop there in the mid lane. See if they're able to defend that one into the turret. I think probably not, but maybe it was dropping down a little bit there for them. Oh, they're going to fight over it.
Yeah, not going to get to the mid lane. In all the way is Croc. Good night. He turned off the lights, but it's him that is sent into the Shadow Realm. Finally, Shelly gets the charge out of the mid lane, but Bruncy down a huge pocket of shutdown gold into the burst of Tinhomes. Tower finally goes down. Timber's zoning House out of the fight.
Wow.
And there's nothing that Tay could do about it. A shutdown for Root as well on these Aphelios. This is all Loud.
Spectacular play from Loud. You learn this when you're overseas boot camp. You get that experience from all of those high-quality international teams. That was an incredible set play 4x4. The paranoia into the Rift Herald combo was so strong. Nobody on Fluxo knew where the Rift Herald was. They weren't sure if they should be hitting it. They weren't sure what they should be hitting at all. And you see the Nocturne goes directly onto Bruncy. There's no opportunity to escape for him. 10//Horde hits the ultimate onto the Jinx, and that Rift Herald does get the charge off, which eliminates any safety that the turret would have provided. This is an incredible textbook play from Loud, and Fluxo had no answer for it.
I mean, and that's exactly what you want out of your Annie. I'm reminded of yesterday, we had the game of Red against Furia, right? Against Furia, where Furia mid laner, hold up, Robo's got a bone to pick with Tay.
Oh, here's Sales
for the flank. Yeah, he's got blood in his eyes and forces the flash out of Tay. You will take that any day of the week. But there was a push that Red was making, and it was stopped because Titan got flash ulted by Tuds' Annie, right? He just said, look, I have one job right now, and that is to destroy the AD carry. And if you have enough damage on this champion, with 2 buttons, you can change the entire course of a fight. So you can change the entire course
Big
of
teleport.
a fight. Robo gonna get locked up here by the Nature's Grasp. And going down, there's the cast, and removing Robo from the fight. Now Fluxo will have the numbers advantage. Tay with the unstoppable onslaught. Very good hook there, buffered by Seos, and looks like he will survive. Root keeping himself safe, and that's all that matters for now. No objectives really to fight over, but you'll take the kills any way you can get them if you're Fluxo.
4x4 Louder doing an excellent job of controlling the big, wide open spaces, but for all of their efforts, the channels, the jungle still belong to Fluxo if they can get them in a line in those tight and enclosed spaces. Fluxo still have the edge over Loud, as we see there. You can't hang out in the jungle too long if you're Loud. You might just get ganked just like that. We see the paranoia, the defensive capabilities it has a little bit to eliminate some of that danger from the engaged potential from Fluxo, but it can't do it all. Robo goes down. Nice pick from Fluxo and a nice way back on top.
Yeah, and it was a good pick from Fluxo, like you said, just finding Robo, but then the way they just kept charging forward, right? Tay and Desamis leading the line on these two meatballs, right? And you see no Mythic was picked up just yet, so that means these two champions are going to get even scarier. And right now, Rude has his tool to deal with it in the Kraken Slayer. Beforehand, he didn't. Tinoz doesn't have a Void Staff, right? I don't even know if he'll build it, because I think his job is still find a way to get onto Brunsey and blow him up. But they've done a good job, just again, on these margins, taking fights where they are marginally stronger and executing their team comp extremely well. I've been very impressed with the Gragas play as well.
Certainly.
Some really good explosive casts.
Yeah, the explosive cast, that's what I was going to say. They've been really nice so far, especially at separating Robo from the pack. I feel like Robo went for a high damage build this time around, trying to cut these tanks down. Might be a fight here. Yeah, a little fight going on.
Robo going right in on Desamis, but that ult is being used on cooldown. Yes, Desamis gets 3 with the root. There goes Evercross. Now Croc looking for the re-engage here. TP coming in from Tay. He'll join the fight, but is it too little, too late? Tino's going to grab the kill out of house. A lot of damage going down. Root with the Moonlight Vigil. Tay trying to join the fight, but Root is on a killing spree. The big tank arrives, but it's too late, Axeman. They are isolating and cutting down Fluxo.
Yeah, Root with the double kill in that play. They're going to get the Baron off the back of this play as well for Y4. Everything coming up loud as the gold lead starts to separate a little bit. Look at these damage totals. Incredible. Incredible work from both sides. But, yeah, Root doing just a little bit more there on the Aphelios. You can see why he's so comfortable in this matchup. Some low health bars, they take down the Baron, but they get it down eventually. Here's that replay coming through for you. Watch House here. He bumps forward, hits the ability, ult comes out, but the Paranoia gonna track him down. Tinoz gets the kill, and now they're in the thick of it in this channel. Brunsey just not able to get that damage down. He gets hooked up by Seos, damage gets dropped onto him, and it's not enough. After that, it's all front line for Fluxo. There's no damage left.
House looking for another Everfrost ultimate. It makes it so easy to land if you can get that mythic.
Look at that.
Active. It's just too easy.
Disgusting.
It's so nasty. They get one back. But House, man, I mean, yeah, it was rough. And that fight from Fluxo, that was actually, I initially, you heard me, I was really, really positive. I go, yes, Desamis, he got a big ult. But Robo realized something that I didn't, as Fluxo actually get a dragon off this as well. But at what cost? What are you trading for? It looks like it's going to be a tower and maybe an inhibitor. Root very far forward. He's got to be careful.
But remember, their win condition. Ooh, Paranoia comes out.
All the ultimates being used on cooldown. This is the CBLOL scrappiness we wanted. Fight, fight, fight. Fists are flying. Damage is going out.
Watch Brunsey.
With the Inferno gets so much damage. Brunsey is almost out of this fight. He can't get excited. He can't get close. He can't get anything.
Oh, he's excited.
He does get Seos. He is excited, but he will retreat and just wave clear and protect that inhibitor. Man, Root just did so much work in that fight.
Excited wave clear is one of the most cathartic things in this game, so I don't blame him for that. You just rip apart the minions, right? It feels good. Sorry, RMC. Yeah, great fight there for Brunsey. He just gets chunked out right at the top of the fight. Unfortunately, they keep getting in these situations where they're right where they want to be, right? In the channels, in the jungle, where the rockets can hit multiple targets. House is able to hit these big AoE spells. Tay as well, big AoE spells. And unfortunately, they just get Brunsey chunked at the top of these fights. Tinoz and Croc are doing a really, really good job of getting on top of the Jinx and pushing her out of the fight at the top of these fights. So it's become very, very difficult for them to fight in the way that they want to, and it's resulted in this gold deficit between the two teams. Just one more dragon for Fluxo on that soul, but they can't control the bottom side.
Ooh. Well, that stings, just having to burn your flash immediately. Hey, obviously with the ultimate can close gaps almost as effectively as a flash there, but still getting a lot out of this Baron push are loud. I mean, the Baron feels like it was 2 years ago at the pace this game is going.
Yeah.
Robo in some trouble here. Some is going down, and the Keeper's Verdict actually takes Ty away from the fight, but it will not be enough. Root over the wall, unseen. The baby-faced assassin rips apart House. Tino's down. Brunsey finally gets revenge on his old teammate.
Brunsey with the double!
He is excited, Axeman. It's a triple kill. They lock down Root to get Brunsey going, and the fight goes like that. 4 for 1 for Fluxo.
There we go. Good stuff. Just under 3 minutes now to that next dragon, and Fluxo can fight over that one, but Brunsey finally with the kill, 7-3 and 3 on the Jinx right now. Yeah, take the reset, King. You earned it. Holy cow, what a play from Brunsey. I cannot believe it. His front line coming through for him as well. Tay, Jisame setting up the kill so perfectly after House goes down early. And, yeah, no, exactly how you want to play this fight. Look at the replay coming through for you. They pick House at the top of it. Everything looks bad, but remember, if you burn Paranoia on House, you cannot use it on Brunsey. Brunsey gets the safety. He pushes forward. He's able to get the kill down on Seos here and Tinones to start off this fight. That's big excitement for the Jinx. Able to end it out really easily there. Triple kill for Brunsey. Incredible stuff from the young AD carry.
And they illustrated a point that I was about to make before another fight broke out yet again. I'm going to try to be quick about this because we could have another one on our hands.
Yeah, any second.
Yeah, no, like, and you pointed it out. When Brunsey, he was able to survive, so he was able to get excited and get himself a kill. Right? We said, Tino, his job, get in, ult Brunsey, and if you die, so be it. But you've got to take out the AD carry. And Tino wasn't able to do that, but you see how much the Annie has to commit in those fights. To where if he doesn't get the AD carry, not only do you die, the rest of your team goes bye-bye.
Oh, it really does. I mean, you don't have very much. Oh, just like that!
God, I love this league. I love this game. This is so much fun. Root throws out the Moonlight Vigil. Croc taking everything. House with the explosive cast. House, Croc biding us up a little bit of time with the barrel. Root is orb walking. House trying to get on it, but has to flash away with the Infernum. Able to deal a decent amount of damage with the Severum. Slicing away there, but both the AD carries are alive, and that might be all they need. 1 for 1, the junglers died.
We talked a lot about Loud and their experiences in the offseason, but Fluxo had some experiences too, boot camping, and they are bringing that to the table now. You can tell Brunsey learned a lot over there in the boot camp, and yeah, Tay as well. Massive so far through this game, done really, really well. Honestly, putting a black eye on what most people would call this league's best top laner, Robo, right? Tay is having this monster performance into him. I mean, obviously, Root, the Korean import, really, really strong player as well. Brunsey's taking him down, as it seems, with ease. So really, really good stuff from Fluxo. We didn't get the chance to talk about predictions before this one, 4x4, but I predicted Fluxo. I think they have what it takes. I believed in them all through last split. They beat Loud both times they played them. I think they can win this one. And I know it's kind of late in the game to bring up the prediction.
It's a very convenient time for you to bring that up, Axe.
I posted it on the internet before the game, so it counts.
And they will live there immortal. 3 for 0 on the Dragon front. Robo, I said this champion wants to push people away, but on the Poppy, he is acting just like a go button. That's the go button for Loud. DeSummit throws the ult right back out, spell shielding in. Big explosive cast. Tino, can he get the ult down onto Brunsey? That might be all he needs. He gets it onto House. Robo somehow survives. No one has died, Axeman. Robo down to about 100 HP, but Fluxo on the front foot. DeSummit almost had purchase there with the twisted advance onto Root. Robo takes someone out of the fight before he goes down. He makes it a 4v4. Double kill for Brunsey. And we've seen how this goes, Axe. You get one, you get them all. Give Brunsey an inch, he takes a mile.
They get Dragon Soul. He gets another triple kill. 4x4. Brunsey! And now they push for more, going down the mid lane, maybe going to the Baron here, 4x4, as they rotate over the end and take down that objective as well. Such incredible play from the young player. Used to be on Loud, but it dropped off and is on Fluxo now, and he's taking it to his old team in style.
There's something about that law of X's, man. The law of X's prevailing. Winning the breakup if you get out of the situation. Envy and FNB are 1-0 against their former teams. Brunsey, if they wrap this one up today, this game is far from over, by the way. But if, with this Baron, with the 4 dragons they've got, Brunsey and Fluxo are able to win it, that will make him 3-0 against his former team. Let's get another look at this fight.
Yeah, Paranoia. Croc is going to drop this one on the Tay. Try to block some damage with his spell shield, but it's just not going to happen for him. Robo goes so deep. Gets so close to dying here. How's hunting him across the jungle there. No one has died at this point, just like you mentioned, but all of that is about to change. Robo goes down as he ults away. How's both of those champions removed, and Brunsey gets excited off one, kills Croc, kills Sales for the triple. Really good stuff at this point. The Jinx is unstoppable 4x4.
And you're getting a look at Brunsey's computer there. Very, very excited. I think he knows, look, He's not being as much of a pop-off as he could be. He's just kind of congratulating his teammates, but that was a stand up and give the opponent some of the smoke for this moment if I've ever seen one. And
this could be the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fluxo, they're making me put my jacket back on here because I sweat too much if I wear the jacket. So I'm going to slowly slip this back on. If I start streaming my computer with more than one layer on, I turn into a swampy mess.
I got you there.
4 dragons, a Baron, that Hextech Soul. Fluxo getting so much out of this Baron power play. You see on the top right of your screen, almost 3,000.
Paranoia.
For all the marbles. Croc going in from the back. Oh, stopwatch there from Brunsey. Why does the AD carry have a stopwatch, Axeman? It moving enough to take Croc out of the fight. He blows the flash. Now with him out of the fight, Fluxo bearing down onto Loud.
Excited.
And Brunsey getting the kills. Axeman, it's rinse, repeat for these guys against Loud. Get Brunsey ahead, get the dub. There you see him standing up and barking over at his former teammates. A dub for Fluxo. They salvage the week. Loud dropped to 0-2.
Oh, and you'd love to see it for this team. No team more deserving than Fluxo. They break the streak, win their first game since March 12th of this year. Such an incredibly long time to go without winning a stage game of League of Legends, and they finally do it into what a lot of analysts would call the best team in this region. That's an incredible result for Fluxo, and what a memory for Fluxo fans.
And Dia